Welcome back. Nice to see you again. And for the new people, what's up? So we are going to talk about, as promised, how I got to 200 pounds. Well, 187 to be exact. From the intro, you can tell that obviously one way I got to 200 pounds was by eating the wrong things, okay? And too much of the wrong things at that. Like I said in my previous video, go check it out if you haven't. I did mention that too much of anything is bad, as we all probably know, right? Moderation is key, consistency is key. You know, I definitely was eating the wrong stuff, eating way too much, probably like double, triple what I should have been eating. You know, a lot of chips, a lot of juice, pop, ramen noodles, constantly. You know, I'm not saying anything about ramen noodles because it's still, you know, it's still good, it's cheap, it's good. Let's just talk about something else. Alcohol consumption. Alcohol adds so many calories to your already most likely large, you know, meals. Your a whole day's worth of calories, and then you're gonna add on, you know, alcohol. So that definitely plays a huge role. It also makes you feel sluggish the next day. You know, it doesn't really promote a healthy lifestyle per se. So yeah, that was something that I also just had too much of. Oil, butter, you know, very unhealthy stuff. And that was just thrown into everything. So being Puerto Rican, we fry it all. So it's a must to have oil and butter and all of that. So, you know, growing up that way, you know, it's just the norm. You just eat fried stuff. You just eat, you know, tons of rice and beans and fried pork chops and, you know, anything fried, really. Another thing that got me to 200 pounds was, drum roll, that sucked. Yeah, that sucked. I'm just not there yet with the special effects. You know, I haven't quite got it. 2009, I got pregnant. On my graduation, I was 3 months pregnant, and I had a little boy. And during the pregnancy, I lived with the father of my kids and his family, and his mother would make so much food, okay? And, you know, in Hispanic culture, you eat what's on your plate. And if you want to go, you know, for like golden stars, you ask for seconds, or else you're being rude, okay? So just take note of that. If you're dating a Hispanic, just eat. Just eat, okay? So, you know, it was always like, eat for two, you're eating for two. Like, I, you know, eat a little bit or maybe something healthy.
You're starving the baby. You're starving him.
Okay, all right, so, you know, and you didn't have to really twist my leg or my arm or anything. I was like, oh, you're making this fabulous meal? Like, yeah, can I have 2 plates, you know? So that really didn't help. So I basically gained a lot of weight, okay? During my pregnancy with him, I would say my top weight was probably around 160, but I had started, well, when I wasn't pregnant, when I was in high school, I was probably like 120. So, you know, that's a lot of weight, 40 pounds. And, you know, I thought that was my highest, like.
Okay, but I.
At the same time, I didn't really care yet. Like I was just like, oh, I had a baby. Like, that stuff didn't really bother me. I did notice a huge, change in my, like, pants. I was not wearing jeans anymore. It was always like leggings or like comfy pants. You know, sweats or something like that. But I wasn't really super like body conscious.
Oh God, fuck it, okay.
Wasn't really aware of, you know, how much I had gained, you know? So it was really whatever to me. So I had my son, and he, you know, was healthy and perfectly fine, you know, with weight and everything, measured out great. And I had just gained weight. I'm not really sure after I had him what weight I was, but I was pretty big still for me, for my size. Almost a year later, I got pregnant again with my daughter now. So yes, I got the two. Not one, but two. Not one, but two. I was already heavier, right, when I got pregnant with my daughter. But then it was the same thing. We didn't live with my father of my kids' family. We lived on our own. So, you know, I tried to cook healthy, like from what I thought I was doing. I used like the slow cooker a lot. Also, I was kind of like teaching myself how to cook in general. So, you know, I was 19 when I had him. And then my second one, I was 20, about to turn 21, because she was out at my 21st birthday dinner. So, where was I going with this?
What was I saying?
So I really wasn't eating that healthy at all still. I was still eating for two. And so I just kept packing on the weight. So right now you can kind of see that I was uneducated about eating healthy, and I wasn't really trying. You know, it was just bad habits. It was bad habits, not knowing, and you just keep going, right? So you're just adding on the pounds, adding on the pounds. So, her time to arrives. I go to my last appointment. As I was explaining before, I didn't say what kind of doctor's appointment, but now you know, in my previous video, that I was talking about a, you know, like a pregnancy appointment, like the last one. And they weighed me, and I was 187 pounds. Okay, so right there, that's, like I explained before, that's when I was like, that seems like a lot. I gave birth to her, and yeah, I was still very heavy. When she came out, they say, you know, you immediately drop the birth of the baby and the placenta. TMI, I'm sorry, but you know, should have like did like a warning there, but you know. So honestly, she weighed like 6 pounds. So I literally didn't drop anything except her. Along with not eating right, being uneducated, you know, just constantly being told like, you gotta eat for two, you're starving them, you know, things like that. My mother would always work out ever since I was little, and I never really found an interest. I was just kind of like, yeah, girl, I'll stay here, you do that. Yeah, you do. I'd be the one in the gym class that was like, shit, I ain't walking. I don't give no fuck. Like, y'all could tell my parents, I don't care. Like, go ahead, give me a detention. I'm walking. It wasn't until later, till afterwards, I was like, yo, I gotta do something. Let's get it poppin', because I can't do this for my whole life, you know? So I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, that's okay. It's okay, you had 2 kids. Like, what are you gonna do? No. in my eyes, you know, you just let it get out of hand. You know what I mean? Like, I could have prevented it. You know, I could have ate healthy throughout my 2 pregnancies, between them, you know, before, after. Like, you don't technically have to eat for 2, as, you know, they say. But that's okay. You live and you learn, you know. I figured it out afterwards, right? And I'm here. So it's all good. I told you what was my highest weight, and now I'm telling you how I got there. But in my next video, I want to show you how I got here. I know a lot of people ask me all the time on Snapchat, Instagram, what do you eat? Like, help me. Help me. I got you. I got you. I'm going to show you what I eat in a full day. And I'm going to let out all the goodies. So be ready for the tea. You heard?